President Park Geun-hye is on her state visit to Vietnam. She's just inked an agreement with the Vietnamese president to sign a bilateral free trade deal next year. North Korea celebrates the 65th anniversary of its regime's founding with a military inspection ceremony. And a project has begun to restore Korea's Daeneung, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, to its original form. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, September 10th. I'm Luke Clary. President Park Geun-hye, currently on her state visit to Vietnam, agreed with Vietnamese President Truong Thanh Sang to sign a bilateral free trade deal next year, stressing the importance of co-prosperity. President Park also visited the residence and mausoleum of former Vietnamese President Ho Chi Minh.
Following a bilateral summit, President Park Geun-hye and Vietnamese President Truong Thanh Sang adopted a joint statement regarding co-prosperity. The two leaders agreed to accelerate their countries' free trade talks and work to sign a comprehensive FTA next year. They also agreed to increase the trade volume between South Korea and Vietnam to $70 billion by 2020. The two countries will continue to cooperate for Vietnam's nuclear power plant project. Attention is being paid if South Korean companies will win the Vietnamese contract to build nuclear power plants.
한국의 원전 개발 경험과 기술을 공유하는 것이 베트남 원전 산업 육성에 기여한다는 데 인식을 같이 하였습니다.
The two leaders also shared the view that North Korea's nuclear ambition posed a threat to global peace and the stability of the Korean peninsula.
Và hoan nghênh những cố gắng của phía Hàn Quốc nhằm làm giảm căng thẳng, củng cố lòng tin và hướng tới nền hòa bình lâu dài trên bán đảo Triều Tiên.
Both countries signed 7 memoranda of understanding, including one supporting the establishment of a science and technology research institute in Vietnam. Prior to her talks with the Vietnamese president, Park paid her respects and laid flowers at the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. The two presidents also paid a visit to his residence. This is being interpreted as the first step toward a joint prosperous future, although they didn't comment on their countries' shared history.
The National Intelligence Service has obtained evidence that members of an underground pro-North Korean organization contacted North Korea using public phones to reach a third party in the U.S. and dodge the authorities' surveillance.
The National Intelligence Service is questioning Unified Progressive Party Representative Lee Seok-gi on treason charges. Prosecutors began interrogating 3 others who were arrested in connection with the minority opposition lawmaker. Lee and the 3 suspects are said to have remained silent. The National Intelligence Service has obtained evidence that they contacted North Korea through a source in the U.S. An NIS official said there is evidence that members of the Revolutionary Organization, an underground pro-North Korean group run by the UPP lawmaker, used public telephones to communicate with a Korean-American third party who then contacted North Korea. The state intelligence agency acquired a warrant for eavesdropping and obtained the details of their phone calls. They used public telephones in accordance with the underground organization's security and secrecy rules. The NIS asked the prosecution to investigate UPP officials who obstructed its agents during raids of Lee's office and while executing his arrest warrant. The Supreme Public Prosecutor's Office assigned the case to the Southern District Prosecutor's Office.
North Korea is celebrating the 65th anniversary of the regime's founding. A military inspection ceremony marking the anniversary and the second year of young leader Kim Jong-un's ascent to power was attended by the new elite of the North Korean military and political circles.
North Korea celebrated the 65th anniversary of the founding of its regime with a military inspection ceremony. It was attended by the so-called new elite, which includes such high-ranking officials as Choi Ryong-hae, Park Bong-joo, and Lee Yong-gil. Choi Ryong-hae is known as a genius of agitation and propaganda. He concocted all kinds of slogans representing loyalty to the regime since Kim Il-sung's reign. It was Choi's idea to deploy child soldiers with hand grenades on their waists at the previous military inspection in July. Another member of the new elite, General Lee Yong-gil, recently beat his more qualified rival Kim Gyeok-sik to become the chief of general staff. And Minister of the People's Armed Forces Jang Jong-nam used to be a relatively unknown general before he was suddenly promoted to his current post. A significant number of the new elite members head the North's Workers' Party. They include Hwang Byung-seo, Choi Hui, and Park Tae-sung. The most prominent cabinet figure is, of course, Prime Minister Park Bong-ju. The North's new elite was recently joined by figures from the Minister of Physical Culture and Sports, since Kim Jong-un's uncle, Jang Song-taek, was named chairman of the State Physical Culture and Sports Commission. One of them is Lee Jong-moo, who now heads the ministry. Sources say North Korea's new elite is now at the forefront of developing its tertiary industries, such as tourism. Observers say the North's military leadership, which now consists of a young generation, is playing a pivotal role in the regime's policies. Attention is now focusing on whether Kim Jong-un will be able to effectively implement his tourism and service sector policies after replacing high-ranking officials with his people.
Controversy has flared over a new conservative-leaning history textbook in Korea. It's said to contain a number of factual errors. The Ministry of Education says it will request corrections from the authors, but the incident could incite a clash of historical perspectives.
These passages in the new history textbook published by Kyohak Publishing Company describe the May 16th military coup of 1961. The revolutionary pledges made by the coup leaders consist of 6 points, but the last one of them regarding the transfer of power to the civilian government was omitted. Other history textbooks include all 6 points.
사료를 인용할 때 사료에서 2가지 사실을 이야기하고 있다라면 그 사료를 다 실어주는 게 맞습니다. 이런 어떤 사료 인용은 대단히 위험한 서술이라고 할 수 있습니다.
The new textbook contains factual errors as well. For example, Kim Gu, the leader of Korea's independence movement against Japanese colonization, is said to have visited North Korea on April 22, 1948, and returned on May 9th, but both dates are wrong. The year the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade was concluded is stated as 1949 instead of 1944. The textbook authors admitted to having made mistakes, but they refused to accept criticism that targets only certain parts and fails to see the big picture. The conservative authors say they will point out mistakes in the history textbooks written by progressive-minded scholars. The publishing company and the Minister of Education plan to ask the authors to correct their mistakes. But the controversy over the textbook could result in a clash between conservative and progressive historians.
A project has begun to restore Korea's Taereung, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, to its original form. The historical relic was damaged when a shooting range was built on the site 40 years ago.
Taereung is the tomb of Queen Munjong, mother of Joseon Dynasty's 13th king Myeongjong. However, the upper part of the tomb site was damaged since a shooting range was run there for nearly 40 years. The range was for those who participated in international competitions, but the historical relic was damaged by the state-run sports facility. Having designated the Joseon Royal Tomb as a World Heritage Site in 2009, UNESCO strongly recommended the government to restore Taereung and its neighborhood to their original form. The Cultural Heritage Administration has begun a project to do this. The shooting range, measuring 77,000 square meters, has already been removed, and the relic will be restored through the 2-year project.
과거 지형도를 고증을 통해서 지형을 복원하고 그 지역에 있는 수목들을 원래의 형태로 복원하는 계획을 세우고 있습니다.
In the long term, the administration plans to complete the restoration by removing another shooting range nearby and the National Athletic Training Center.
It's around this time each year that Koreans visit their ancestors' grave sites to mow or trim the weeds. Lately, more and more Koreans are electing to pave their families' graves to avoid this yearly chore.
This family graveyard is entirely covered in cement. Its caretakers removed the grass in April because the tombs were often damaged by boars. This is what the graves look like 5 months later, with the Chuseok holiday just days away. 9 burial mounds covered in cement were painted in green. The family decided to make them appear grassy as the cement tombs drew criticism. The family says it's very difficult to take care of the graves.
멀리 생각해 보면은 나이도 다 잡두고 벌치도 못하고 자리가 뒤집으면 저거 다시 할 수도 없고.
The floor of a charnel house nearby is covered in cement, keeping its maintenance to a minimum. These 6 graveyard caretakers were commissioned by the National Agricultural Cooperative Federation to mow grass at 1,300 grave sites over the past 2 weeks. The cremation rate in Korea has been on the rise, surging from 17.8% in 1991 to 72% in 2012. More and more Koreans try to come up with easier and time-saving ways to take care of their ancestors' final resting places by hiring grave caretakers, choosing cremation over burial, and covering tombs in cement.
Atopic dermatitis in infants, you've seen it. Dry red patches of irritated skin, better known as eczema. Scientists have found the links between the environment and eating habits of expectant mothers and this disease, providing a glimpse into how to prevent it.
This 2-year-old's eczema improved significantly after her family moved to the foot of Mount Inwang in Seoul. The sores have mostly vanished. A study of some 1,600 pregnant women found that the women's living environments greatly affected whether or not their babies had the disease. In babies diagnosed with eczema before the age of 2, the risk of occurrence increased in accordance with the indoor temperatures of where the pregnant women resided. Eczema was also more likely to occur in homes with mold or cats, and when new wallpapers were installed after remodeling. Eating habits also played a role. Babies were more exposed to risks of the disease when the women consumed more processed foods like bread, cereal, cookies, or chocolate over rice. Proximity to factories or sewage plants during pregnancy also jacked up the occurrence rate of their babies later on.
The Korean sci-fi action thriller Snowpiercer is on track for its overseas debut. International filmgoers and critics got their first preview in Paris, France.
A long line stretches out in front of a movie theater in downtown Paris. These people are here for the preview of the movie Snowpiercer. The 860-seat theater, which is usually reserved for Hollywood blockbusters, is packed with viewers. The preview begins with greetings from director Bong Joon-ho and the authors of the French comic book series on which the film was based. French subtitles were provided for lines said in Korean and English. The movie ended with a rousing applause from the audience. Snowpiercer also drew rave reviews from the local media.
영화 문화의 핵심적인 심장부 같은 곳이라서 이곳에서의 평가가 어떤가 또는 이곳에서의 반응이 어떤가가 사실 뭐 단순한 박스오피스 숫자.
Snowpiercer will be shown simultaneously in as many as 300 theaters in France late next month. So far, the movie has brought in about $18 million in overseas sales, which is approximately half of its production cost. Snowpiercer is to be screened in 167 countries around the world.
Rice has long sustained Koreans, and it's often easy to overlook this ubiquitous staple food. But with a new report that rice contains an amino acid that facilitates brain activity and lowers blood pressure, well, this reliable and helpful grain is back in the headlines. The sweltering summer heat is slowly being replaced by the cool breeze of autumn. This is the time of year that farmers harvest their rice. Thanks to ample sunlight this summer, the farmers are enjoying a bumper crop.
우리는 이제 풍년과 흉년을 벼 이삭수에서 보는데 보통 한 100개에서 120개를 풍년작이라고 봅니다. 근데 올해는 그 이상은 늘려서 우리 농가들이나 저희들이 풍년이 돼서 아주 기쁩니다.
The rice is dried for 24 hours and then sent to the polisher. This is where the hulls are removed from the rice grains. The rice is divided into 12 different grades from 0 to 11, depending on how much of the hull is polished off.
처음 이렇게 수확한 벼를 건조 과정을 거쳐서 여기서 처음 완계를 꺾인 과정이 영분도입니다. 그걸 깎으면 11분도까지 깎아서 우리가 먹는 그 백미의 쌀을 만드는 것입니다.
A nutrient known as GABA, G-A-B-A, found inside the rice grain, is catching people's attention.
최근에 이제 가바가 많은 관심을 가지고 있습니다. 대표적으로 이제 혈압 강화 효과를 볼 수 있고요. 그리고 이제 비만 효과도 있었고, 그다음에 혈중에 이제 고지혈, 우리가 소위 안 좋다고 얘기하는 그런 중성 지질에 이르는 쪽의 그 강화 효과가 있어서 최근에 많이 관심을 가지고 있습니다.
GABA also boosts brain activity, assisting concentration and memory. Scientists have developed a new variety of rice that they claim has 9 times the GABA content of ordinary rice. But there is an even simpler way to increase GABA content. Just soak the grains in water.
가바는 이제 물에 담궈져 있을 때 시간에 비례해서 그 함량이 증가합니다. 이런 대사 과정 중에 이 시간이 지남에 따라서 또 소위 작용에 의해서 가바가 증가를 하게 되거든요.
In an experiment, rice was soaked in lukewarm water for 24 hours. The results showed that the GABA content roughly tripled. So what can we do in our kitchen?
예약 취사 기능을 이용을 해서 쌀을 침병을 해서 다음날 아침에 밥을 씻게 되면 통상 가바 함량이 2배 이상 증가하는 것으로 알려져 있습니다.
Here are some recipes for leftover rice.
남은 밥 고민이셨죠? 간단한 방법으로 새로운 밥 요리 만들어 볼게요.
Combine the rice with minced garlic and sesame oil, shape into balls, and then fry them in oil. Roll them in a mixture of soy sauce, sugar, minced garlic, and oyster sauce, and you have fried rice balls. This recipe calls for some leftover vegetables in your fridge. Combine the rice with finely chopped vegetables and eggs and cook it in a pan. Sprinkle some cheese on top and finish it up with a store-bought steak sauce to complete your tasty rice steak. Today's last recipe is a crispy rice pancake made with rice, nuts, and peanut butter.
물을 살짝씩 축여가면서 그 다음에 이제 납작하게 펴주시면은 잘 펴져요.
These recipes are delicious, yet they don't require any fancy ingredients or utensils. Energize your day with these nutritious and tasty rice dishes. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Have a great day.